It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Greetings and welcome back once again. You already know, it's Amuna. I pray everybody is doing well. I pray everybody is doing well. It is a beautiful day. I'm having my midday chat in the car. And Facebook memories. I have to give a shout out to Facebook memories. I've said this before, but they, for me, show me what I was on 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever the case may be, right? And if you want to come on camera today, I'm going to do this on Facebook and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. But if you want to come on camera and share your thoughts, it's going to be like kind of open mic day. But Facebook memories kind of let me know that I'm having the same thoughts, and with more experience in life, you grow and you learn. Welcome, Ronald, to the discussion. So, I was on the healing conversation. I'll say this, public service announcement, PSA. Healing is not an event. It's a process. An injury is an event. Okay? If you take it to physical and the person is a track and field and the person is whatever they do, sports, and they get an injury, it's an event. It's something that happens. Boom, it happened. Right? The process to healing is something that goes from day to day to day to day. And you have to either get therapy, you have to break a bone, set a bone, put on whatever you need to assist that healing process. It's going to take way more time than the time it took for you to get the injury. I haven't been sending out any announcements. Maybe I should do that. Should I do that? Y'all share the video. I'm the worst, invitee person, man. Yeah. Let me invite some people. Let me be nice and invite some people. Let them know I'm on. Yeah, so given the fact that healing is a process, a lot of us, when it comes on to emotional healing, it kind of gets weird, touch and go in there, or mental, right? So I just wanted to say that because sometimes, especially in this modern space, we're like, oh, once I acknowledge something, boom, we think automatically we've healed because we've acknowledged it. No, it don't work like that. So it doesn't work like that. So maybe I'm crazy, or maybe you're crazy, right? So I said, I'm going to go look up the word for crazy. Go look it up because, again, I like defining words because maybe we're using it. Hey, Ronald, what's going on? We're using it in modern day terms and kind of step away from what it actually means, like the essence of the word. It's like you can have a product or a plant or something, and this is the purpose it was designed for, right? And then we can have what we use it for. So words have the same energy. We can reappropriate words to mean something else, but at its base, at its core, it means one thing. So I said, let me look it up. Apparently, I learned something new today. Words or crazy means full of cracks. How many people knew that? From the 16th century, the word means full of cracks. So usually they say somebody is crazy or that person is cracked, right? That person is. But if you think of a vessel, if you think of a jar or a container that's supposed to hold water, right? If you think of mind that's supposed to hold thought, and it can't hold it, it's full of cracks. The original term for crazy. So other words or terms is mentally deranged. That's the one we kind of know. Manifested, wild, or aggressive. So somebody says that person is acting crazy. That person is acting out of control. So they have this emotion and they're not able to temper this emotion or tame this emotion, and it's spilling out everywhere. Whatever it is, you say that person is acting crazy, right? Foolish, extremely annoyed or angry, extremely enthusiastic, like how people act crazy for entertainers, how they act crazy for their favorite sports team. They call it being a fanatic, right? That's the other way of being crazy. I'm just going through all of them here. Appearing absurd or out of place, right? This is a crazy arrangement, or something that doesn't belong there. You see a person riding down the street on a unicycle. You'd be like, yo, that's crazy. What are they doing? That's absurd. What are they doing riding on a unicycle down the street? It's out of place. Here's the one that I found fascinating. Unsound. Is it loud? Am I yelling? Because there's times when the cars are quiet and there's times when the cars are loud. But the breeze is nice today. Unsound or shaky, like crazy doctrines. Like a lot of people formulate crazy ideologies or crazy ideals, crazy doctrines. They're full of holes. Yet when they're presented, because we the people either want to believe, we want to be inclined to believe what they're saying, and we still see the holes, but we adhere or we subscribe to these crazy ideologies and doctrines because we feel there's a payoff. Recently, I saw something, and some people would be like, I'm going to, you be hating. You just be trying to hate on people, and you don't want people to live their best life. Why are you always digging around and researching stuff and trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, these Swiss cheese doctrines, right? Why are you always trying to get references? It's because if we buy in early on the front end, because even to these crazy doctrines, right? And we buy in early, we're going to pay on the back end, right? So it may be advantageous to us to subscribe to an inch of prevention is better. An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. It's difficult. It may take a little more front end work. It's like due diligence. You're going to buy a car. Due diligence. That's why they have a whole company called Carfax. So you can do your due diligence so that you don't put all the little money you do have and then go down the road and be like, oh my goodness, they sold me a right? And as we mature, and as we grow, sorry, I'll call back in a second. As we mature and as we grow, we should have the discernment or employ discernment to be able to look at. So recently, this is not hating, but it just happened. Recently, I saw someone come across and say there's a doctorate program, okay? And that the person is now a doctor. And you're like, okay, that's fascinating. People usually share, and some don't, on Facebook, their journey of whether or not they're going to go back to school, get their master's, get their bachelor's, whatever it is. So you follow the journey for some. But if someone comes up and say, hey, I'm a doctor now, either people are just going to buy into that thought and say, yeah, that sounds cool. Others may be like, oh, really? What school did you graduate from? Somebody else on the moon might be like, wait a minute, okay, what school was that? And you want to check it out, because in this realm of online, this just happened, in this realm of online learning, there are a lot of institutes and schools pop up, some accredited and some not. What happens is, and many people complain over the years, that when they go to a school that's not accredited, when they finish, like that school just robbed them money, because A, it cannot be transferred, and B, it's not recognized. That's the reason that people get accreditation, so that when you put that on your resume for whatever job or event that you're going to try to book, somebody's going to do due diligence to see whether or not it's recognizable. Somebody who comes to mind is Dr. Umar Johnson, right? People were on his behind. You a doctor? Where did you get the doctorate from? This, that, and the third, right? Because they wanted to verify if what he was saying was correct. Some people call that hating, which a lot of people in the melanated community, for some reason, confirmation is hating. It's easier for us to believe sometimes these cockamamie, crazy, concocted thought processes than it is to just go and verify and deal with the truth for what it is. I don't know what that is. I'm still trying to figure out why that is, but it is. So I say that to say, don't let people try to discourage you from verifying what they're saying. It's important because once we buy into whatever it is that they're selling, we now are complicit with whatever to a certain degree happens next, especially if a simple inquiry, a simple search, just more questions could already sorted out what it is that we were trying to understand. For instance, some people buy into religious doctrines. These doctrines have real world consequences. Real world. They real world consequences for you, your children, your family, your home, your livelihood. But because we wanted to just believe, we felt bad if we double checked. We feel bad if we press a little more, because that person may be the teacher, that person may be the moray, that person may be this person who's high up. And for that reason, we feel, or we're guilted in, how dare you question me? You know what I'm saying? How dare you ask questions? And so they put you on the outside. They push you away as the troublemaker, the dissenter, the person who wants to mess up my happy home. And then the same people on the back end want you to feel sorry for when things don't go the way you thought they were supposed to go, or they push the blame totally on you for not having done your due diligence. Has anybody had this experience? Am I bugging out? Have you come across crazy doctrines that were full of cracks? Did you have the courage to inquire? Did you have the courage to stand up? I remember, I tell y'all, years ago, when I used to go to, when I was in New York, and still searching and going to different congregations, different Knessets, I was the person with my hand in the air, right? You telling me something and I'm jotting it down. I'm trying to process. I'm going back and thinking about it. And I used to be the person with my hand in the air, but like, hold on. I got a question. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. You said, right? But hold on. We were taught last week. And usually what I found in these spaces is that, it's sad to say, but a lot of people were making it up as they go. They're reconfiguring a doctrine, and when they find a place that doesn't really match, hey, Shalom, Vanessa, they'll say stuff like, you lack understanding, or let us get some understanding, or you not on that level yet, family. You know what I mean? So they do things. They already have these cut and paste responses to make you feel like, oh man, maybe I'm the one that's crazy. Maybe, you know, but in all reality, they're hiding their hand. They're hiding what they don't want you to see, because it's going to start to unravel. The emperor is not going to have on any clothes. The emperor is not going to have on any clothes. Greeting and welcome to those who just joined us. So maybe you're crazy. Maybe I'm crazy or full of cracks. Maybe the doctrines that you're adhering to are full of cracks. Maybe not cracks, right? Maybe the lifestyle that you have chosen are full of cracks, and that's why you're so defensive. Oftentimes, if we're vulnerable, and I looked up the word vulnerable today, and it means to wound. To wound. Where are you vulnerable at? Where is the Achilles heel, like they said? Where is the easy place for you to be wounded? And if we know that somebody wears their heart on their sleeve, or they're vulnerable in this area, people react differently. Like they may be overprotected. Or if they know that their doctrine is crazy and full of cracks, or their credentials are full of cracks, they may be overly aggressive to try to protect that space, because they don't want somebody to come in there and be like, oh, so you said. It's like the person who wants to sell you their car on Craigslist, knowing that, right, that the engine goes out, and if you drive more than 5 miles, it's going to show you. So they may be overly like, oh no, it's good, oh, just spin it around the block, so that they can kind of push it off on you, right? Because they know if you go too far, it's going to break down. So I think those are some, for me, over time, is just to slow down enough, be patient enough, be confident enough, because some of us are afraid to push back on people, because they may not be our friends, or they may talk about us, or they're going to ostracize us on community Facebook, or in the Knesset, or in your group, or in your church, or wherever. So some people they sit with that feeling, they sit with that uncertainty, And then you look like knowing, and then you sit there with this dichotomous thought, the I know, but I'm too afraid to say, and you sit there and begin to kind of make yourself crazy. Because you have to sever yourself so many times to fit into these predetermined boxes. Yeah? So I know it's difficult out here in these streets. People do it in relationships. You may have a narcissistic partner. You may have some partner that is suffering with something, and they make you think you're crazy. They'll say stuff like, are you crazy? I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't do that. You wanted to do that. You're like, did I? Was it you or was it me? You know what I mean? And when because they're skilled at manipulation, because they're skilled at projecting and deflecting, they really will make you think, maybe it's me. Maybe it's not them, right? Especially if you're vulnerable and there is a part of you that they know, if I go down this road every time, if I hit this button, that's why they call it pressing your buttons. If I hit this button, I got them. This is right. And so this is why it's very important to know our own vulnerabilities, know our own trauma and our own injuries, so that we can deal with them and work with them. Because if we don't, people are and will exploit. Now, we see this in advertising, right? Who do they go to? Who do they advertise to? The woman. The large majority of advertising is geared towards the woman. That means she is vulnerable in a way for the advertisers to know, if we market to her, chances are this product, this service is coming into the home. Shout out to my mother. But she just likes having in the background these home shopping networks, always. And ever since I was young, I'm like, I'm not understanding it. Like, how I know the job of the home shopping network is to sell, but all day long they're selling, and all day long it's the best thing ever. Oh my goodness, you can't live without it. Oh my goodness, everyone is gonna love it. And I'm listening to these selling tactics, and if you followed them, you would be on the show Hoarders, because everything is a must-have. And they're appealing to the woman in the sense that she is like a vessel. This is why women a lot like bags, right? Like putting in stuff in the bag. And when that bag is full, you just get another bag and you put more stuff in the bag. And so the consummation, the consuming, if she is in a negative space where you consume but you don't give out, that's when she becomes a vacuum. Let's be honest about the feminine principle and the ability to become a vacuum where you're just sucking in everything. I just saw a TikTok video. Somebody shared it here on Facebook. Because TikTok, by the way, just steals all your little time. So I don't even go over there no more. But somebody showed a TikTok video, and the wife is supposed to be Nada. She's supposed to be unclean. And she's under the blanket. I don't know how many people see it, but if I see it again, I'll share it. And the title says, my wife when she's on her period. So the man takes ice cream bar, throw it on the bed, her hand comes out and take it. He throws chips on the bed, her hand comes out and take it. He throws some other snack on the bed, she comes and take it. He puts a $20 bill, and she's just consuming everything he puts on the bed. She's just taking it in, taking it in, taking it in. Now, if we know about energies, energy is take in, push back out. Take in. This is both for male and female. FedEx is coming with my package, y'all. Come on to Mama FedEx. This is a bullet take it in. I'm waiting on my snow cone machine. We about to make snow cones this summer. I think this is the FedEx man. Hold on. Where's he going? So, see my comment on. Y'all might have to go on pause, or I might have to say. So my point being, if you only take in whatever you are, a male or a female, both male and female can be in overtly masculine energy, which is unhealthy, or overtly feminine energy, which is unhealthy, right? So the consistency of taking in all the time and not giving back out makes you imbalanced. Now, I forgot why I went down this road, so hold on, because I'm distracted. I forgot why I went down the road. Y'all help me remember. I was talking about, I forgot why I gave that analogy. My apologies. FedEx man distracted me. So I'm going to wrap it up here so that I don't ramble on anymore. looking at crazy in a different way, being able to identify when we're behaving crazy. Just because you're behaving in a crazy manner doesn't mean you're overall a crazy person. There may be things that trigger you. There may be things that you are vulnerable, spaces you're vulnerable in, and you may need to go back into those spaces and identify them so that you can regain control of your own narrative. Yeah? So with that said, this box may be big, so let me go ahead and meet this FedEx man here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody have a blessed day. Like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for dealing with sometime my mommy brain that the thoughts just be like and they fly off. So with that said, everybody have a blessed day.